Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Doing the next modification on the Tenere 700 to make it more trail ready. I'm going to install some crash bars. I ended up looking at a few designs, and I went with the aluminum adventure spec company. They have a model here that, you know, it's supposed to be pretty lightweight, and it comes with the two side crash bars, the brackets you need, hardware instructions, and some sliders that go in the bar itself. There is a few other designs out there that utilize mounting points towards the frame here that kind of come further back that I think are a better design, but I do have a cruise control added to this bike, and it utilizes some of the brackets. I could have got fancy and maybe made some modifications, but I think what I'm going to use the bike for, and the reviews I've seen, that this will be fine. So we'll go ahead and install this, and I think it'll be a fairly straightforward install. These have been around for a while, so I think it'll bolt right up nicely on this. All right, let's get started. So if we come to the front of the bike and we go underneath, let's see if I get a good light here. There's two bolts here that bolt the center of a bracket here for the bike. There's this side is a 5mm Allen, then a 12mm for the other side, and we got to take both those bolts right out. So this is the bolt that came out, and there's two bushings on each end, or spacers. They call them bushings of the instructions. Looks like we need to reuse those, but we'll leave that there for now. The next step is working with this bracket here, and there's two box clips that we need to install, and these will go right over the end here with the nut facing inward. So you'll take them just like this and open them up a little bit. Then you're going to slide them in so the hole is right over where the bolt would go. And we'll do that to both sides. All right. So these bushings that we took out, I'm going to put back in, and I'm going to put a little bit of grease on them to try to make them stay in place as well. So I got some grease on them, and that should help make them stay right where they got to be. All right, and we'll do the same to the other side. So now we'll install this bracket here, and what we're going to do is use the longer bolts that are provided, a washer, another washer, and then a nylon nut goes on the outside. So there'll be two of those when it's installed, but we'll go ahead and slide this on and get it started here. So this bracket goes up in this orientation, and when you install your screws, they got to come in from this side. Yeah, those bolts are giving me a hard time sliding through, so I just, with the ratchet, I was able to get them. So they just want those hand tight for now. So we'll move on to the next step. Okay, so looking underneath this, this fairing here, up underneath, there's a 12mm bolt that bolts right to the frame that needs to come off. All right, there's that. Okay, so now that we have that bolt off the frame, it's time to start the install of the actual bar. We'll do the left-hand side here first. You'll need one of the longer hex head bolts here and a short one, which they supplied two of. So let's go ahead and get next to the bike and we'll go ahead and get that started. So the head of the longer bolt is a 14 mil. We'll go ahead and slide that into the crash bar and just install it finger tight for now. Okay, then we'll come back up front. There's a little bracket here with a hole that lines up on that first bracket we installed. We have that small hex here, bolt that we'll go ahead and start. And once again, this will be just loose. Okay, we'll just leave it loose like that for now. So now we have the other side that we got to do. We got the same small hex bolt and the long one. And we're gonna bring that to the other side. Okay, we'll slide our the longer hex bolt into the crash bar and just once again finger tight. Okay, we'll come up front here. We got that shorter one. We will line up our bracket here and just go finger tight once again. So now we have 4 of these 5 mil Allen bolts, and these connect the 2 crash bars together. We're going to grab 2 of those. And you'll see in the front of the crash bar, there's 2 openings for these to bolt together. We'll just go loose with them for now. Okay, looking at the bottom here, we got the same scenario where there's 2 small holes here with spots for these bolts to go through. So now we can start tightening all these bolts we just installed. We'll start with the lower ones. Now we'll tighten these 2 bolts up top. So we're on the right hand side of the bike. They want us to tighten this one first. And now the left side. So now we gotta tighten the small bolts here that hold the crash bar to the bracket we installed. That's a 10 mil, by the way. And we'll do the other side. Now the last bolts are the very first ones we put in that are 13 mil on each side. So I got these crash bar sliders, and based on what I see online on Adventure Tech's website, they go right in front of the labels, somewhere like that. So I'll go ahead and install those. They give you all the hardware, the 4mm Allens for the bolts. So yeah, one set makes one slider. Okay, I was able to get the nuts kind of in place here. They don't seem to fall out, so that'll be the one for the back side. And then we'll mount the front side to it. All right, we got one started. All right, there's one, and we'll do the other side. All right, it's a little bit tough to see, obviously black on black, but I am pretty happy with it. It's, super rugged. There's no playing it at all. Obviously, it won't really be tested until we lay it down. But I mean, ultimately, I do probably feel that it's going to tweak enough to maybe hit the plastic. But the ideal is to save the big components, obviously. But for how light it was and how easy it was to install, I'm pretty happy with it. And we'll see, if the day ever comes where I test it, that it survives and we live to see another day. So, but yeah, overall, we're all happy with it. If you guys have any questions, just let me know, and we'll keep playing around with this bike. So I'm really enjoying it at the moment. Hopefully I'll get out on the road a little bit more. Well, that's it for today. All right, thanks guys.